Good evening, students, and welcome to week 3 of our class. So tonight, we are going to talk about the other verbs, the simple present of verbs that are not verb to be, okay? So when you make affirmative, negative, and interrogative questions with verbs, there are two rules. One specifically for verb to be, which we studied in the last 2 weeks, and another rule for other verbs who are not verb to be. So, for example, if you have a verb to be, okay, when we do affirmative with verb to be, it's easy. We are students. Okay, that's verb to be affirmative right here, the verb to be. To make negative, what I have to do is just add the particle not in front of the verb. For example, we are not students. Okay, that's the negative when it's verb to be. And to make interrogative or questions, I just have to change the structure of the verb. I put the sentence. I put the verb first, are we students. See? So right here, you see person, subject, verb, and object. A sentence. This is negative. You see, the particle not comes in front of the verb to be. And this is interrogative or questions. The verb comes first and then the person. We are students, affirmative. Negative, we are not students. And question, interrogative, are we students? This applies to every sentence that has the verb to be in it. Okay? This is the affirmative. For other verbs that are not verb to be, okay, there is a different rule for those verbs. For example, let's use the verb study, okay? We study English. Okay. In this sentence, the verb is study. It's not verb to be. So to make negative and interrogative for the sentence, I have to use a different rule. And the rule for this is that I add an auxiliary verb to it. Okay? For example, if we want to make negative, we do not study French. Okay? To make a negative, you have to put an auxiliary. 90% of the cases, the verb to do, but there are others, okay? But 90% of the cases, verb to be, to do. And then you add the particle not. And most of the time, what we do is that we put this, we put do and not together, we contract them, and becomes we don't study French. We study English, We don't study French. Do you understand? We do not study French. And to make interrogation, we have to add the verb to do again. Do we study English? Okay, so this is the affirmative, negative, and interrogative of verbs that are not verb to be. Okay, the only thing, verbs in English are easy. The only thing is that when it gets to the third person, there is a variation. Okay, you have to add a particle s to it. Let me show you. So this is an example of affirmative, negative, and interrogative of verb to walk. Okay, but you can see that when this verb gets to the third person, he, she, and it, the conjugation has an s in front of it. I walk, you walk, he walks. I walk, you walk, she walks. Okay, this s doesn't mean plural. It means that the verb is on the third person. Okay, and then when you make negative, you have to have this in consideration, because the verb to do is I do, you do. So when it comes to the third person, do becomes does. I do, you do, he does, she does, it does. Okay, so affirmative, first person, I walk. Okay, negative, I don't walk. Okay, see? And interrogative, do I walk? Okay, third person, he walks. Negative, he does not walk. Doesn't is the same as does not. Okay, doesn't is the same as does plus not. And it becomes doesn't. Okay, so she does not walk, it does not walk. Notice that in this case, the s is not here, because does is already in accordance with the person. So he walks, he doesn't walk, no s. She walks, she doesn't walk, no s here. The same with interrogative or questions. Excuse me. He walks, he doesn't walk. Question, does he walk? Again, no s on the main verb, because does is already in accordance with the person. Okay, he walks, he doesn't walk, does he walk? She walks, she doesn't walk, does she walk? Do you understand? Okay, there will be more videos about this. The next thing is when you use the verb in the present tense. Okay, when you ask question, you can give short answer. Do you like to drink beer? Yes, I like to drink beer. Do you like to drink beer? I can give you a short answer. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Do you understand? Long answer. Do you study English? Yes, I study English. Do you study French? No, I don't study French. Short answer. Do you study English? Yes, I do. Do you study French? No, I don't. Okay. Does she study English? Third person. Yes, she does. Does she study French? No, she doesn't. Okay. So please have in consideration these affirmative short answers. I, you, we, and they, we use do. And he, she, it, we use does. Negative. I don't, you don't, we don't, they don't. He doesn't, she doesn't, and it doesn't. Okay? And more about the third person singular. This rule is only for affirmative and present tense. No in past tense, it doesn't work with the future, just in the present tense. So here, in the present tense, depending on the verb, we have to add either S, ES, or IES. For example, okay, if the verb finish in a consonant and it has a consonant behind it, I drink, he drinks. I only add S in front of it, okay? I don't need to do nothing else. I run, he runs. When it has a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant, okay? I put S in front. I run, he runs. I drink, he drinks, okay? But when the verb finish with SS, SH, CH, and X, and O, I put ES in front of it. Example, for example, the verb wash, like wash your hands, okay? This verb finish in SH. So I wash, he washes, okay? The verb watch, like watch TV, okay? SH is wash. CH is ch. Watch. CH, I put ES. The verb that finish in X, like fix my car, okay? I fix, he fixes, okay? I put ES. The verbs that finish in O, like do, I put ES. I do, he does. Okay? So these are rules. Oh, SS, like the word guess. I guess. Okay? When the word finish in 2S, when I put I guess, he guesses. ES. Right? This is called the third person singular. It's very important that we all understand this. Okay? Let's move forward. So if the verb finishes with the letter Y, for example, cry, study, right? For example, cry, like here, or study. if the verb finishes with the letter Y, like cry, when, cry, you know, what I do is, if this verb or study, okay, finish with letter Y, but it has a consonant before it. You see? Consonant Y, consonant Y. In this case, I remove the I and I add I-E-S. I cry, she cries. Okay? Study. I study, she studies. Right? But if the verb finish in Y and it has a vowel before it, like the word play, we play soccer, we play the guitar. It's the end is Y, but it has a vowel before the Y. We only add S. I play, he plays. Okay? So you are going to study this today. I'm going to send you many videos. I want you to watch all the videos before you start doing the exercise. Watch the video one time, second time, and third time, if necessary. Okay? Okay? We use the present simple for habits, things we do, you know, regularly. I visit my sister every weekend. We go to school by bus, by train. So it's a habit, you know. For general truth, something that is a fact. The sun rises in the east. That's a fact. For permanent situation, we live in America. Do you understand? And we sometimes use frequency adverbs, adverbs of frequency. So this we're going to study tomorrow. Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never. Okay, these are frequency adverbs. We use it with the present tense. We'll study it another day. Every day, week, Friday, time expression. We will talk about this in another day. But today, I want you to have in consideration this first person and third person singular. I and he, she, it. Okay? And then you're going to have this exercise to put in the third person. All right? For example, play. What's the third person of play? Okay? What's the third person of play? Plays. All right? Wash. The third person of wash is washes. Okay? Drive. Fly. The third person of fly, you see, Y, consonant, is flies. Right? So this is going to be your first exercise, and this is going to be your second exercise. Always look at the chart to complete the exercise, okay? When you finish with this exercise, you are going to use these verbs to make a sentence, okay? For example, she washes her hand before dinner. Okay? So you're going to choose 5 verbs to make 5 sentences. And then, okay, just 5 sentences from 5 verbs. Okay? All right. Let me send you this exercise. I will give more explanation during class. Okay? See you guys later.